What's up, everyone? My name's Kendrick, and this is episode 6 of Spro Go. So let's jump into the coffee this week. I'm continuing to drink the Ethiopian Gagasa from Dune. They are located in Santa Barbara, California, and I brewed this coffee this time using the Chemex. And just as a little kind of tangent, but also to clarify one of my previous videos that I made where I brewed coffee using the Chemex, I had some pros and cons that I talked about. I just wanted to clarify that even though I have and believe in these pros and cons, the Chemex is still very capable of making a delicious cup of coffee. So with that being said, that's why I continue to use it. If you love making pour-overs, it should be one of the pieces of coffee equipment that you own. Let's jump into the stats. So I used 50 grams of coffee, and it took 5 minutes and 30 seconds to brew, and my final output was 700 grams. And this coffee was delicious. I was wondering how this coffee would translate from espresso to a pour-over, and I am delighted in how it turned out. It was so good. Right up front, you get a lot of lime zest coming through. So it's like very, has that nice, bright sweetness to it. And then in the mid notes, you get a lot of red cherry. And then it finishes off with fragrant Earl Grey notes. So super tasty, really vibrant, and super crispy. So I would recommend this if you want to try it out. I will have the link in the description for Dune's website so that you can actually purchase this coffee, brew it at home, and hopefully enjoy the same experience that I did. So after all that coffee, fully caffeinated, let's jump into the workout this week. So the workout, I did a big run. I broke it up into 3 separate runs. So I didn't do all of my miles all at once. So my first run I did with my puppy Tony, and we ran 4.36 miles. Our average pace was 8:23 a mile, and our total run time was 36 minutes, 34 seconds. My second run, I did that one solo. I ran 6.14 miles, 7:59 pace, and my total run time was 49 minutes, 2 seconds. Then I did a third run with my whole family, and we did 3.37 miles, 9:52 a mile pace, and our total run time was 33 minutes, 15 seconds. Now, the day that I'm recording this video, it is Thanksgiving Day, and I'm gonna kind of go through a pretty, not super long story, but it's all gonna make sense on why I'm thankful and why I run with gratitude. So I always talk about how I never grew up running. It wasn't something I enjoyed as a kid. Even now, I don't really enjoy the act of running. I love the benefits of it. I love how it makes me feel. And I love that it really helps me to live a healthier lifestyle. And even though running isn't my favorite activity, again, I appreciate each run that I'm able to complete. And I wanted to kind of get into why I started adding running into my training and my workouts. And it was because I started to participate a lot in Spartan races. And Spartan races, if you don't know, they are obstacle course races, and they vary in different lengths. They have a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and an ultra marathon. And they all have a lot of other events. But it was super fun. It really inspired me to work a lot more on my cardio because I felt like with a lot of the obstacles, they required like some pretty good upper body strength, and I felt really good with those portions of the race, but it was the actual running that was really challenging for me. So I wanted to get better at it, started to run more, and you know, I just wanted to continue to do well in these races. Now, the story starts on Sunday, January 26, 2020. I was running a Spartan 5K, and I'm always running these races with my best buddy James and some other friends. So we were getting close to the end of the race, and there was like a nice like straightaway, and there were no obstacles, and it was just a clear path. So I decided to just like book it and to see how my training was paying off. So I was running, and with these races, they are sometimes like just out in like a field, sometimes they're at a park, and at this location, it was at this like really big park, and I was running down this dirt path, and I slightly like hit a divot and rolled my ankle a little bit, but it was nothing big. You know, there's no pain. I was able to finish the race, and you know, it was good. Until it wasn't good. I was able to go to work the next day, and it was fine. No pain, no discomfort. Tuesday, I go to work. No pain, no discomfort. Then all of a sudden on Wednesday, my ankle swells up. I can't put any weight on it, and I can't even walk. And I've rolled my ankle a few times, you know, playing basketball, and you know, none of them were ever really serious, and even the ones that were kind of serious where I needed to be on crutches, it was really only for a few days. So I thought that this would kind of just, the pain and the discomfort would just kind of dissipate. But that didn't happen. It almost got worse and worse. Like, it was more than just an ankle turn. And I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't do any of that, but I did get x-rays. And I just wanted to see if like anything was like fractured or broken. And it was clear, which was super weird. And that made it really frustrating also, because I didn't know what I could do to make it better. After months, I would say it wasn't until around May or June I felt comfortable enough to run again. You know, during this time, I was still able to do some of my upper body workouts. During this whole time, my ankle was still like in pain. I was wearing a brace every day, just trying to provide support and compression on it. And finally, a lot of the swelling started to go away around May. But it still was really uncomfortable. It was still really sore. And if I stepped a certain way, it would cause me to have some really sharp pain in my foot. And that was the interesting thing. It wasn't just the ankle, but it was like my whole foot was like compromised from this. But in June, I started to test it out again, and I started to run again, and my runs were really slow, and I really took it easy. You know, I would run maybe just like a mile, and if it started to get uncomfortable, I would just like walk home. But I started to just build back into it, and you know, the saying is really true. Like, you don't really appreciate something until you lose it. And I never appreciated running. Again, I never really liked running. I still don't really like running. But I appreciate every single time that I get to go and run and to finish a run. Because you work so hard at something you try to do the right thing, and for my health, and then you realize that, and I realized that it could just be taken away so quickly. And it causes me to really reflect and to be grateful for my health. It causes me to reflect and want to really share my stories, to share my experiences. And I never did this so that a lot of people could watch these videos to join me on my journeys. I really did this to see if maybe even just one person could be impacted and inspired. So I just want to close this video out with gratitude, with being thankful. Being thankful for the ability to do difficult things, but to do things that are difficult so that we can be healthier, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally. So thanks again for watching this video. I'll catch you all later.